Okay, so let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating case study. It just shows how vital good planning is, especially in tech. We're looking at this mid-sized logistics tech firm.
Hmm.
They nearly lost a fortune, but they managed to turn things around.
Hmm.
And the key was something called requirement analysis. Can you imagine spending 3 months, $500,000 on a new system, a fleet management system? And it comes out barely functional, like no real-time tracking at all. Drivers couldn't use it offline. No way to customize things for clients. Zero. And the reason, well, the stakeholders just kind of assumed, oh, the developers will figure it out.
Yeah, and that assumption right there, that's precisely where it all started to derail. I mean, developers are fantastic problem solvers, no question, but they can't just pull exact business needs out of thin air. It doesn't work like that. So this initial failure, it points directly, like a big flashing sign, to a lack of structured requirement analysis. That crucial blueprint, it was just missing. They built something, sure, but it definitely wasn't the right thing.
It sounds incredibly frustrating. I mean, the system was supposed to optimize deliveries, track everything in real time. But that first sprint,
Yeah.
that initial burst of development, it delivered zero real-time tracking capability.
Which is core functionality for logistics.
Exactly. And then delivery partners, the drivers, they couldn't even use the app if they were in areas with bad signal.
Another huge miss. Offline capability is essential out on the road.
And clients were already asking for customization options, things that weren't even on the radar during that first build.
And that oversight, well, it basically meant that initial $500,000 investment was pretty much down the drain, wasted. The business was kind of hoping for magic, I guess, or intuition. But what they desperately needed was a clear, actionable plan. And that's the gap requirement analysis fills. It connects those high-level ideas, the vision, with what's practical, what you can actually build.
Okay, but here's the interesting part, the turnaround. After this initial disaster, they brought in a business analyst. It wasn't just about damage control or throwing more money at it. It was about, getting foundational.
Yes, getting systematic about understanding what was really needed. And what really stands out is how methodical they were this time around. First, stakeholder interviews. Actually talking to the people using this system, fleet managers, drivers, logistics heads, uncovering the real-world pain points.
Makes sense. Talk to the users.
Then they created use case diagrams. These are like visual maps, right?
Mhm.
Showing every single way a user interacts with the system. It defines the flow app, backend, dashboards, everything.
Okay, so getting really specific.
And crucially, they used Moscow prioritization. Must have, should have, could have, won't have. It forced them to make those tough decisions early on. What's absolutely critical, what has to be in V1.
And they didn't stop there, did they? They went deeper with user personas,
Yeah.
building detailed profiles of the different types of people who use the system.
Exactly. And journey mapping, too, tracing out, step by step, how each of those personas would actually interact with the software.
That feels like a huge leap from just, listing features.
Oh, absolutely. Because it forces you to think ahead, to anticipate the real needs and potential roadblocks users might face. It's proactive.
Yeah.
And also, and this is vital, they define the non-functional requirements. These aren't about what the system does, but how well it performs.
Right. Things like speed, reliability.
Precisely. Things like ensuring that offline access actually worked seamlessly. Low data usage for drivers, specific targets for real-time latency, how quickly the dot moves on the map. These were totally missed the first time, but were absolutely essential for a product people could actually use day to day.
So after all that groundwork, what did the final solution look like? The one that worked?
Well, they delivered real-time tracking with, I think it was a 5-second GPS refresh, which is blazing fast for logistics.
Okay, nice.
Proper offline data synchronization for those low signal zones, modular dashboards so different users saw different info based on their roles, and even things like live fuel consumption analytics, which is huge for cost saving.
And the impact? What were the results?
Transformative, really. Fleet downtime vehicles just sitting idle was slashed by 38%,
Wow, 38%.
and delivery times improved by 22%. That's efficiency you can measure directly. It just clearly shows how investing that time up front in proper analysis pays off in, well, real operational gains.
And the big number, they avoided what could have been a massive $5 million budget overrun.
That's the figure, yeah. By catching the problems early and doing the analysis properly, they saved potentially millions down the line.
And the business.
It doubled its logistics client base within a year. That kind of growth speaks for itself. The right tool enabled that success.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? This deep dive really highlights how something that sounds a bit abstract, like requirement analysis, had incredibly concrete results. It prevented, a whopping $5 million potential overrun, slashed fleet downtime by 38%, sped up deliveries by 22%, and directly helped that business double its client base in just 1 year.
Yeah, and if you connected this to the bigger picture, requirement analysis isn't just like a document you file away. It's the actual foundation, the blueprint for success. It ensures that what you end up building actually serves its purpose and, crucially, helps you avoid those really costly mistakes. It's a stark reminder, isn't it? That old saying, measure twice, cut once. It applies just as much, maybe even more, to building software. So maybe the question to leave you with is this. What hidden assumptions, what unexamined figured outs might be costing you time or resources in your own projects right now?